other times we'll do whatever.
Sometimes we won't even do anything. Rick and Morty not doing anything. Wait, what the f? Hold on. What the f did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I was just playing along with you guys.
Garage, isolate Summer's voice and playback.
I'm so glad you're organizing yourselves over there when we're fucking dying.
What are we supposed to do?
So Rick and Morty Season 4 is finished, and it is not very good. It's actually not very good at all.
You know, Rick, I'm sure you want to jump into another crazy adventure, but can we just relax and maybe watch some interdimensional cable?
Cool if you are.
Honestly, that sounds great. You know, we don't need to try so hard, you know? Let's just take it easy and riff, you know? That's what I love about it.
One of the best things in Rick and Morty is that all seasons felt equal in terms of how great they are. You didn't watch all the episodes just because there were only 31 of them. You watched all the episodes because most of them were pretty good. And you didn't feel entitled to watch episodes from only one season. I'm still deciding which one is better in terms of Season 2 and Season 3. I'm having a tough time. When I was waiting for this season, I was watching all these past episodes multiple times. I've seen them more times than I can count. If we're waiting for Season 5, people are not going to rewatch some of these episodes. The only fair thing to do is to discuss the reason why people are bothered by this season. The wait was too long, and there's only 3 good episodes. Now, I used to think the wait was long because of a disgraceful fanbase basically telling the writers that we would wait. Based on this season alone, the writers, I think, don't really understand their fans. The fact remains, we still had to wait 2 years. It's not like we're getting any fucking younger, are we? And these episodes were not worth waiting for. And some people gave up because of how long the wait was. The longer the wait, the more critical the audience becomes, and if the episodes are not very good, the audience is not going to be pleased. The way I see it, Season 1, 2, and 3 have 2 episodes each that are hard to revisit. Season 4 has 5 of those episodes, and they all seem to suffer from the same thing. They're boring. The first episode is a good start and raised my confidence because the animation was better, the scenes were absurd, I could see that the characters were evolving, and in this season they don't evolve as much as Season 3, but I could see definitely that they've evolved off-screen.
Come on, Jerry, I can recognize the sound of a seagull.
Can you recognize the sound of a man's pants filling up with rain?
I hope to one day.
But the main problem here is that they evolved off-screen. The scenes in this episode were absurd and I didn't know where things were going, but I liked the journey here. That's what Rick and Morty episodes should be. The episode is supposed to be random in a well-written way. The second episode consists of Rick looking for someone who used his toilet, and this episode is really meh. Yeah, like the ending makes people cream their jeans, but it doesn't feel like a proper build-up like this one was, like this one was, like this one was, like this one was. Episode 3 is really bad. A whole episode on a heist parody. The writers have a distasteful habit.
He can't be at 2 quadrants at once.
Hey, Rick, who is Jan Michael Vincent?
Oh man, I'm trying to remember, Morty.
Jan Michael Vincents are used up.
I need a goddamn Jan Michael Vincent! Is it important that we know who Jan Michael Vincent was in order to get this?
Nope.
They write bad things, then they have their characters say it's bad, and they think that makes it okay, because the characters we like say it's bad. I already talked about how that's not okay.
Come on, kids, we have to go do a piece of Star Wars.
They did it many times of a show, and I can't stand it when they do. There'd be simple lines of dialogue just to tell the audience in a subtle way that the thing that they're doing wrong is okay. This parody says heist movies are bad, and that's why this episode is bad. And that's exactly what Rick says in the 4th episode, which has one good scene for fuck's sake. He literally says the 4th episode is bad, and that's why it's bad. In the 8th episode, they reference how bad episode 4 was. Twice. They know these episodes are bad. Episode 5 I found good because it seemed absurd and I liked the silliness. It felt like Doctor Who again. So after 5 months, we finally get episode 6, and this episode's message to the almighty loyal fanbase is, sorry guys, we know you want a fun episode, but instead here's a lame interdimensional cable episode of those ideas you guys had, and this is just an episode just so we could subtly at least 800 times say that we don't want to do any difficult writing stuff, we just want to do the simple kind, and we think simple writing is an excuse for boring episodes with bad jokes. The idea of this episode is basically what the writers, aka these guys, want versus what the audience wants. This episode is made for the same people who thought Evil Morty would come back for the finale of Season 3. This is another parody that feels cheap. Oh, they're once again hypocrites. This episode parodies the idea of Tammy and Bird Person coming back, and then in the actual finale, they come back. So, what? We're just going to skip the 7th episode. It's an episode with random jokes with no context, and okay, it has one good joke, but that's it. On. The 8th episode is good, that's all I can say. It made me laugh, it's one I could rewatch, and the 4 minutes that makes people say it's a masterpiece is really good. The premise is just interesting, how they mix a bad Rick idea with a good Morty one, and how Rick proves that his idea was just a better idea in the end. I like that. Episode 9 is nice. I like it. It seems like a simple episode from Season 3, I would describe it as. But unfortunately, this episode is just like one of the better ones, and that's really unfortunate because overall this episode is not amazing. It's not Doctor Who level strange. Rick has sex with a planet. I mean, so what? We've seen him have sex with weirder things. And the only good things is the relationship between Beth and Rick and how the episode correlates with their relationship, but that's a little bit. Now, Season 3, Episode 10 is actually good, I think. I had fun, but I do have my problems. First off, this episode is much better than the first few ones. Not because it's unique like I prefer the reason to be, but because it rides on the coattails of how good the other seasons are and not the season it's currently in. This makes me feel jarry. The final episode of the season has very little effect from the other episodes. It's all stuff from Season 3. Now, we can all agree that the writers aren't too generous. So when they bring 2 fan-loved, well-written plot holes that they made for one finale, I feel a little cheated, and it's like they just didn't really try. It's like they just wrote Episode 10, Tammy and Bird Person come back, and Beth comes back, and that's it. They'll cream their jeans for that. I tell people my favorite HP book is Deathly Hallows, but people tell me that, bro, it's the finale. You can't call it your favorite. They obviously went the extra mile for the finale. No, the difference is that this book is a good finale for 6 other books in an organic way. Any favorite movie or book in a franchise gets praised by how well it fits into the franchise. And that is not the case with this final episode. It is not organic with the rest of the season, and it feels random and unexpected, and that is not in a rewarding way at all. The difference between this and Evil Morty coming back in... what episode? What pun was it? The episode is all about how it's not just Morty's, but Rick's and Morty's are both held at a low point in civilization. It makes perfect sense that Evil Morty is here, because in the last episode he was in, the whole point was that Morty's are better than they seem to be. The Season 2 finale has a finale that was built up from the beginning in small chunks. Even the Season 3 finale has that, but this one barely has it. And to prove all of this about how this season is random and doesn't leave you with much, I just want to ask you one thing. If you remove the first 9 episodes of this season, and we have the final episode right after the final episode of Season 3, what would be different? Tell me one thing, just one, that would be different. I think they actually wanted it to be the next episode, and they just tried their best to stretch it out with this random stuff. So, I'm finished. Season 4 is the worst season of Rick and Morty, and I have yet to decide if that is even by default. All I can say is that this show has 60 episodes left, and I'm not ready to give up on it yet, but they're kind of on thin ice right now. And that's not just with me, that's with other people as well. People are going to remember the first 3 seasons, and it's just going to get weaker and weaker if they continue like this, just like Family Guy. And I'm definitely going to be against the idea of there being more Rick and Morty episodes if that is the case. To be honest, I don't even think they were really into it to begin with. Look how boring the promo is.
We've got a big announcement to make. Morty, do you want to make the announcement or?
No. I don't want to make the announcement.
All right, okay, I'll do it. Everybody, Rick and Morty is back.
10 out of 10, excellent season. Can't wait 700 years for the next season.